So, all right. Hey, this is Pill Rider, and welcome to my stream. Tonight I'm going to be doing something a little different. Last night, I just watched the Fallout TV show. I watched the first episode the night before that, and then I binge watched the rest of them. There's 8 episodes altogether. They're on Amazon Prime. So I binge watched them, and I want to go over that. The goods and the bads. And surprisingly, I only have a couple bads. Mostly, all I got is good things to say about it. There's a couple woke moments, and there's one really annoying moment. But all in all, it's pretty good. That's my first impression. But I want to get into the details. So let me get started here. First of all, I got this. Hold on. I got the West Coast outfit, Duster outfit. That's what the Ghoul in the TV show was wearing, although his was not in this good a shape. I'm going to put that on as soon as I get into the game. And this Dale Lawson, I think that was a free thing, although there was a bundle. I didn't get the bundle. This is supposed to be one of the characters, although he's not named Dale Lawson. Is that the actor's name? I'm not sure. But I'm going to bring him up, and I don't... I don't think you can get any of these guys to follow you unless you're doing their quests. So maybe I'll do a little bit of his quest if he has any side quests. Had to get a drink. Also, if anybody wants to donate a few bucks to my stream, I will get at least a couple of these bundles and show them. Well, I might even do it tonight if I can get if I can get any PayPal donations. I can go in and buy these tonight. But that would take a little bit to get all that, I think. At least this one. I think this one's the new Flatland Shelter. Let's see. That'd be most of the stuff down here. What's this one first? Let's see. Oh, that is the Flatland Shelter right there. That's the whole thing together. It's just got a few other things with it. I already have the steel barricade. Oh, no, I have the banner. It doesn't even show the banner here. But anyway, this looks like a good flat shelter to build stuff in. Costs $1,500 by itself, but $2,000. That'd be about $20 worth of donations. I rarely ask for donations at the beginning of a stream, but I thought I'd just mention them there. Okay, I am going to go into the game real quick, and then I'll start talking about the series. If you notice up in the upper right-hand corner of my screen, I will be changing those pictures there as I go. Right now I have it in Google Images. That's wallpaper that you can get. I want to go over the cast. That's the main reason I got into here. There's a couple tabs. You can probably see them at the top that have cast stuff on them. So if you don't know, I'm not sure exactly the timeline, but I think the series happens after all the other games. So I'm not sure what the time is in Fallout First or Second. Fallout 1 or 2. Oh shit! I'm right in the middle of this thing. Hate spawning underneath my stairs. There we go. Anyway, I'm not sure where the time is in those, but I think those are earlier than most of the games. Fallout New Vegas is about 200 years after the war, after the bombs drop. If you don't know the exact date of the bombs dropping, it is 2078 at 2077 on October 23rd, 2077. But the game itself, all the games, pretty much take place as if the timeline changed, an alternate timeline of United States history, well, and Chinese too, because they're a big contributor to it. What's going on down there? Blood Eagles. What are they doing here? Anyway, it is as if the time split somewhere right after World War II, and we took a completely different route. Got hyper capitalism, where big corporations monopolized and took over the world, pretty much, or took over the United States. And we had a war with China, who was communist. And the games itself do not paint a pretty picture of neither communism or capitalism. But in capitalism's defense, they really showed a hyper capitalist, world where that really doesn't exist, and it could possibly, but not in the way people would think. Could possibly happen with too much government control. Government control is the key to communism and like a hyper capitalism, like Nazism. Not the difference between fascism and communism is basically who's in control. But our lives are in control by somebody. Our lives are being controlled by somebody. In communism, they say it's the people that decide, but it's a majority, a direct majority of people that very well can be, I think even Marx mentioned this, it's called a dictatorship of the proletariat, or from the proletariat, or I think he called it a dictatorship of the proletariat. In other words, the proletariat, the people that are in charge, are like dictators in their laws. In fascism, it's the companies collaborating with the laws, like cronyism, or collaborating with the government to oppress or have an authoritarian government. So that's the two extremes. Personally, I think we should be somewhere completely in the middle. We need laws. We need some kind of control of the population, or we'll just have complete anarchy and people will kill each other in the streets, or steal take what they want. That's actually been proven by some communist experiments, I should say, where the people have taken over. We'll just say a commune. You live in a old 60s hippie commune, and people just walk in and take your stuff, because everything's everybody's. and so you can't have anything personal. That's a hybridization of communism, which is easy to happen, just as easily can happen in communism as it can in a hyperized version of capitalism. Capitalism to work, there has to be rules where companies don't take over and monopolize. There has to be a good sense of competition and a promotion of competition between people, and that keeps everybody honest. I guess there might be a version of that for communism, but I don't think so, because communism, by nature, has a corruptive value, because they, if they're stark communists like Marxists, they think that everybody is benevolent and they will follow the rules without having to be told by law or by government, and that just doesn't work either. Anyway, reason I said that, this is my first gripe. I'm just going to go into a few of the gripes about the show first before I go into what I really, really liked about the show, which there was a hell of a lot more. Why is there already a commercial in this game and I haven't on YouTube is just really out of control anymore. I've been 12 minutes into the game and I already got 2 commercials. Or into the stream. But anyway, there's a hell of a lot more about the show that I liked than what I didn't like. There's only a few things. And this is my biggest gripe. I'm going to start off with the worst of the worst of the show. And warnings again before I start talking. This is some spoilers here. Okay, so, like I said in the game, they joke about how screwed up the world became because of like a hyper capitalization, like capitalism to the 1000th power, where a handful of corporations like Voltec and Repcon, Robco, Westtech. In the show, they mentioned quite a few of them. Westtech, and actually in the show, they had this, on the last episode, they had this boardroom scene, which actually had somebody that looked like House from Fallout New Vegas. He actually even really looked like him. They had a guy from the Big Empty, Big Mountain, also from New Vegas. He was in the game itself. He was the mastermind behind Sierra Madre. I can't remember his name. Oh, Sinclair. He was the guy that was running all the holograms. Well, actually, it was Elijah that was running all that, but Sinclair, it was all Sinclair's programming. But he was working with Big Empty, the Big Mountain. But in the movie or the TV show, it shows him as the CEO, I guess. And also shows the CEOs. There's a big boardroom scene. It's pretty cool. But the guy doesn't look like Sinclair at all. That's what I was starting to say a minute ago. He's some big, freaking slothy-looking CEO type with a big old cigar in his mouth. Looks kind of slimy and greasy. But in Fallout New Vegas, he's kind of a dapper-looking dude, Hollywood star type. It only shows pictures of him. It doesn't actually show him in the game. But anyway, that was a pretty cool scene. The thing that I don't like, the main thing that I don't like about the show is one of the characters. One of the main antagonists. She starts talking to she's talking to somebody. I think it's the... Who was she talking to in that? I think it might be the main character. Her name's Lucy. Where she says she's promoting communism. She's completely promoting communism and saying and making it sound like the world would not be like this if communism would have been a thing, or communism would have took over. She's siding pretty much with the Chinese in the war, everything else. And I think that is completely wrong, and it's a really wrong message to bring to younger people in the world right now that happen to be watching that show, and they're going to believe all this shit, because it is not true at all. And I don't know why they just didn't dissuade people from communism as much as they are with capitalism. Because the extremes of anything are bad. Any kind of extremes care about progress or their agenda more than they do the people that it's going to affect. That's the problem with any kind of extremism. And it's really screwed up that the world right now is already going in that path where activism is a good thing. It's okay to find like one project or one thing in the world that really pisses you off, and you go, are an activist against that one thing. Like back in the 60s, they were protesting the war. Then in the early 70s, they were protesting, or in the late 60s also, and throughout the 50s, they were protesting racism and the feminist movement was coming up. That was one thing that they were fighting against. People were coming together against one thing that they thought was wrong, and that's really good. That's what the United States is built on. People being able to speak their mind. But when they freaking just are activists just to be activists against every single freaking thing in the freaking world, then that can lead to a lot of bad shit. And I can't believe that show having that much influence and probably a lot of support from a lot of us that play the games. They're going to paint the entire Fallout lore. Some people's first look at it because maybe they haven't played the game, but they're curious because they've heard of it, so they watch the series, and they're going to paint the whole entire lore as anti-capitalism, pro-communism, when it should be anti-capitalism, anti-communism. They do a spoof, mostly in the games, if you notice. Until this game, Fallout 76 kind of went the opposite direction a little bit, where it has some woke shit because, it is the 2020s, 2024. Everybody's got a virtue signal, and every business in the world has some kind of freaking activists in it. So we catch some shit in this game. But mostly in all the Fallout games, they were doing kind of a spoof or a satire on hypercapitalism and hypercommunism and how they would clash and ruin the world. And it was all tongue-in-cheek, not serious, but in the show they made it a little bit too serious, and in this game they start making it a little bit too serious sometimes. Okay, that's my first bitch about the show, and I will go into the second one in a second. I haven't even looked at my dailies yet. Got to collect some aluminum, collect some water, which I can do right now, collect a holotape, which I can find in a lot of different places, scrap melee weapons, cripple human heads, that one's easy. Deal critical damage to an enemy in bat. I can do that at the same time I'm doing this. And kill mutant hounds. That will be the hardest one probably on a public server. But for now, I'm going to go in here and get some water. be enough. Okay, what was the second one? Audio tape. Okay. I'm going to change my card around. This one for this one so I can aim for the head and change my gun. Oh, hey, this is some of the new stuff that came with the Mothman week. Mothman Equinox week. There is so many new plans. There's like 5 or 6 different Mothman decorations like this that you can get that I know of, that I have already. Anyway, so my second bitch about the series. Wait, you know what? I'm going to go back here and put the game on pause so that I can get into OBS. Actually, I want to go to here first. Okay, let me go to the cast. This is my second bitch about the show, and it's not the actor or actress. Actor, I guess you'd call him, is this person right here. Okay, seems like a good actor. He is, and I will say be respectful, try to be respectful, even if I have my issues with how he was handled in the show. Okay, this is a trans dude that I looked it up on something. I think it was in here. I mean, looks like a woman there. But I guess this is before he transitioned. This is what he looks like in the show. He kind of looks like a dude. Voice is a little bit feminine, but I'll give him that. There is, maybe I didn't see it here. Anyway, I seen something about him that said that he prefers to be looked at as a male. Like he, him, pronouns, whatever. But he also said that he'd go by they and them. But it said in order the pronouns that he would like. And I hate this pronoun thing anyway. I hate even bringing this subject up. But this, I got to say this just so that I can make my point. It said in order, he, him, or they, then after that, then they, them, and then after that, she, if it has to do with the role or something like that, or if somebody makes a mistake, he's not going to get all freaking pissed off about it. So he, in quotes, prefers to be thought of as a male and prefers people to refer to him as a male. But in the show, they went out of their way to use they, them, and their when talking about him. So if it's a person's personal fucking preference, which the left has been fucking pounding people and pounding people and pounding people with that shit, if it's his personal preference to be called a he, why would the show use they, them, and their? They, them, and their is I refuse to call anybody that. It's like a group of people. They say, no, it could be used as singular too if you don't know who the person is. Yeah, if you don't know who a person is, you'll say they, because you don't know whether they're male or female. This supposed dude knows who he is. He wants to be a man. So why would they go against that? Why would they, the plural sense of the freaking production company for the show, go against that. I have no clue. Anyway, so that's my second bitch about the show. Go back to the game. Third bitch. What? No, let me go back to there again for a second. My third bitch about the show is... Right. Why are both of these? Okay. Yep, I hope I don't get a strike for having them nipples on there. I didn't know that there was nipples anywhere. On a him, it's a he nipple, so they can't mess with me. This dude. And I'm not picking on people because they're in the diverse category. Because there's if you look at the cast, there's a lot of people that could be considered in the diverse category. If you even care about that kind of shit. I just think this character is not the best character. He's supposed to be a let me go to pictures here and you will see. Hope it doesn't show his nipples too. There he is. He's a Brotherhood of Steel dude. Oh, actually, he's right here in this picture. There's a better picture. He's this guy over here, and he ends up with this armor and becomes, you know, he's posing as a knight. He's actually just a squire, but he's posing as a Brotherhood knight. He's a guy that kind of, I don't know. His character is just so confusing in a lot of ways. He comes around by the end pretty good, but he's really not likable at first for the first half of the show. Out of the 8 episodes, maybe 3 or 4 of them, he's not likable at all. But after that, he kind of grows on you. But yeah, that's my last bitch about the show. So let me go back into the game. There we go. Anyway, that's my last bitch about the show. The rest is all mostly positive. I mean, I'm not going to give them a pass on everything, but it's mostly positive. It's a really cool show. They have a lot of good characters. They are really tongue-in-cheek, and I think that's what I don't like about that Brotherhood of Steel guy. His name's Max. That's what I don't like about him at first. Is it's like the newer type of comedy that they think is comedy. You know, some people think is comedy. It's more cringy than comedy. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense.
Getting goosebumps. Something's near.
But I think that's what I don't like about him. Everything else is like tongue-in-cheek and satirical and making fun of itself. You know, the show itself, and that's what's good about Fallout. It's making fun of itself. It's not taking things too serious, and that's why some of the bitches that I have are pretty much all about that. Taking it too serious. Like the whole communism thing. They were taking it too serious. Alright. Got head. And the same thing with the they-them pronoun thing. That's showing that they're trying to take things too serious. And this guy, they tried to take him too serious in bad situations when they could have been more satirical. Should have been, could have been. But Yeah, but that was the best thing about it, is most times they weren't taking themselves serious. There was a character, another squire, that was, you thought was going to be the jerk of the whole show, and that's about the time I think that the other character, Maximus, started becoming a little more likable. Is when he confronted the other guy, when they got together talking about why the other guy was picking on him a lot. The guy said that he had been picked on a lot, and so then when Maximus came around, he was the new guy. He thought, well, that was his job, is to pick on him so that he could take all this the sweat from him, you know. He could take all the attention away from him and get it put on the new guy. And that's how it is with hazing people in anything. I know, because I was in the Army. You get hazed, and other things, and just in life in general, you get hazed when you're the new guy. They kind of, and I was the new guy a lot when I was growing up, because I moved around a lot. My parents, living with different parents. My parents had broke up, going back and forth between them, and my mom had a habit of moving all over the place. So I can understand that. I've experienced it, and I know what being the new guy entails. They kind of frown on that now, calling it bullying and stuff like that, but a lot of it's just social interaction, just the way people interact with each other. They try to feel each other out and see if they could take the heat, you know. It's not a bad thing, but a lot of times, especially nowadays, people take things too offensively, and you don't know what to expect if you start messing with somebody. They'll take it offensively, and they could go off on you, or they go off on themselves over it, when it's not really anything personal. It's people trying to feel you out, trying to understand what kind of person you are. And usually when you act negative towards their hazing, they look at you as a weak link, a weak person, and they look at you in negative ways. But if you react the right way, they see you as a better person. And now that social interaction has been going on since the beginning of man, you know, and now just in the last 5 or 10 years, it's all kind of thrown out the window, because nobody cares about old things. They want to freaking change the whole freaking world and make everybody completely different. But the show in general, it shows that. It shows, and I think that Max understood that, and they actually started getting along in the show, and I thought that was really good. And that was pretty... I'm sure they have different writers doing different things, and maybe even the same writer that sees two different social situations in different lights. And I thought that was pretty smart of them to be able to do that and show the positive interaction between two people after there had been a negative thing about, you know, with them in the beginning. So Max wasn't taking the hazing too good at the start of the show. The other guy was just doing it because he was trying to get out of being hazed himself. He was going about it kind of the right way, but the wrong way at the same time, you know. You can't judge a person because of the situation they're in, you know, for the situations that they get in sometimes. I mean, if they continue to do it, then that's a different story. But in the end, I think they turned out to be good with each other, which that's what I was saying. It shows a positive take on bad social interactions and how they can turn good. instead of somebody trying to get revenge on somebody way down the road, which most movies are about revenge. So what's going on down here? Not movies, shows too. But anyway, I thought that was good. I can't remember the other guy's name. There's some kind. No, that's the guy that lives here probably. It was some kind of like Roman name, like all. It seems like most of the, almost all of the Brotherhood of Steel guys in the show have like Roman names. And nothing good here. Jokey 4. Anyway, one of the other main characters was kind of trippy too. Not main character, side character. I guess that would be a side character. The main character, the very main character, there was 3 people that they followed around. They had some side characters, but they had 3 main characters. It was a girl, she was a Vault Dweller. Her name was Lucy. And it was Maximus, he was the BOS guy. And they just called him the Ghoul, but his name was Howard. His last name was Howard, huh? I can't remember his first name now. But that character, that's the second main character. I think that Lucy was probably the main character. But the Ghoul guy, if you ever watched a TV show called Justified, he was the main antagonist in the whole series. The actor. He played the main antagonist. He's such a good freaking actor. I loved him in Justified. He's the kind of bad guy that you just can't hate. He was so good in Justified that you just can't hate him. And you can almost see his justifications for doing the stupid shit that he did throughout the show, He's like an anti-hero. But yeah, he played, I can't remember the actor's name. I'll bring that up real quick on the, in the corner up there. Well, it shows him right there in that picture right here. He's the Ghoul. Back to cast. Right here. Bam. Walton Goggin? Is that his name? And is that Rick Grimes from... Is that him? Oh, that's him. It looks like Rick from Walking Dead there. And Justified. That's him in Justified right there. That's Timothy Olyphant. Is that how you pronounce his name? That's also him right there in Justified. Anyway, I don't know what this is supposed to be. This is the Vault Tech Vault seller, dealer, whatever. Maybe he's supposed to be something to do with him. He kind of does. So he's got one of the best roles. Just go to that. There we go. He's got one of the best roles in the whole show. I love his role, and he's the God. I got freaking pop-ups. I got pop-up blocker, and it still pops up all these ads. Okay, thank you. I'm going to go back. Seen his face. Can I go back? Probably not. Okay. And he's got one of the best roles on the show. He's the only one that... Dang it. Did that close? Okay, I'm back to the game. Anyway, he's the only one that it shows a backstory of. And the whole series, the whole 8 episodes, it kept flashing back to him pre-war. Because, you know, apparently until you find out later, he's the only cast member or the character in the show that was alive pre-war. So they didn't want to spoil some of the other people that were alive pre-war. That's one of the things. And I think there's a couple of, when they come up, they were already renewed for a second season. So during the second season, I think they're going to show that there was a couple other characters that are still alive. Oh shit. But yeah, he was a movie star, and it was like old Hollywood style movie star, mostly westerns, but it showed a few serious movies that he was into, you know, regular crime shows. Looked like a Humphrey Bogart type movie, Sam Spade looking thing poster that it showed a few times. But so he's an actor that is married to a Volt Tech executive. Why is that thing not dying? Die. I guess it's dead. I hate when that happens. And it just blew up on me. This is the only one that hasn't popped up yet. Would you die? Doesn't want to die either. There it is. But he's like a bounty hunter in the future, you know, after the war. He's been around for over 200 years. Oh, that's what I was trying to say at the beginning. Way at the beginning, the timeline. You know, this game is 75 years. 25 years? 25 years, I think, after the bombs dropped. Fallout New Vegas is about 200 years after. Same thing with Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 is right around 200 years after. I can't remember the exact years. This one seems to be about 200. The TV show seems to be about 250 years after. Hey, MJ, what's up? Birthday in a few hours. 41 on the 14th. Hey, happy birthday, man. Yep. My son just turned 31, so he's 10 years younger than you. He just turned 31 on the 10th. I ended up accidentally, I texted him that day, and I didn't say anything about his birthday because I was busy at the time and I wasn't even thinking about it. But then later, when I realized it was his birthday, I texted him again. He never texted me back, man. I think he was pissed off at me because I didn't text him earlier or mention it when I texted him the first time. Last couple of years, though, on his birthday, I've always got him something pretty decent. And shit, last year I got him a freaking $100 watch that I couldn't afford. Nice silver plated pocket watch. But anyway, he might have been mad about that too. I didn't get him anything this year. I just can't afford it this year at all. But yeah. So back to the timeline. The timeline on the TV show, it's after. Okay, so the reason why I know it's after because during the first game, first and second game, it's during the NCR period of the post-apocalyptic world. NCR, you know, New California Republic, has taken over the West Coast, pretty much. And then by Fallout New Vegas, which comes out after that, you can tell just by the NCR stuff that Fallout New Vegas NCR is still going, but it has kind of a little bit of problems now because it's trying to take over Nevada also, well, the Mojave Desert area, and they're having problems with that. But by the time of the TV series, it's after all that, because in the first game, I've played a little bit of the first game, but not a lot. There's a place called Shady Sands, and in the TV show, Shady Sands is no more. And at the beginning of the show, you find out that the NCR is also defunct. They were destroyed also. And you find out later why. I'm not even going to get into that. I'm not going to get into too many spoilers unless they have to do with what I'm talking about. But they do come back. The NCR does come back by the end of the show, though. But I don't know if they're totally gone again or not, because it kind of leaves that hanging at the end. Anyway, so what do I do here next? Need to go get a holotape and find some mutant dogs. I'm going to do the mutant dogs first. I might even find a holotape while I'm doing that. If I go up here. What faction do you usually go with in New Vegas? I did all the factions, including Caesar, whatever you want to call him. Kazar. Kaiser. I think people call him different things. But I've did all the factions, including him. I've joined. I actually only did that temporarily. What the hell is that? What the hell was that? The hell was that? Oh. That's a scorched beast. I need to... Right. Should I still got concentrated fire on? I knew it. But when I did the Caesar stuff, damn it! Time to reload. I saved my game at one point, sided with Caesar just to see what would happen. And then after I played to the end of the game just to see what would happen, I reloaded my old save and then tried something else. But I did that. I've sided with the Yes Man before. I've sided with Benny before. I've sided with House. And I've sided with myself, which is the best outcome, I think, is if you ignore all the freaking powers and let the wasteland be free. Oh, there's another one. Oh, God. Ah. I thought they were all dead. Oh, shit. It's just starting to loot. Okay, what did I need? Aluminum, right? I thought I had enough aluminum. I think I have enough aluminum. I picked up a bunch of cans a while ago, but if I see anything else, I'm going to grab it in here. But anyway, I like the way that they show that character. So at first, the Ghoul guy, they just call him the Ghoul in the future, and they call him by name, the actor, in the past, before the war. Is that down there? Noodles. Anyway, they wrote that character really good, I think, and it really. I seen some, like, leaked, I guess, footage or pictures of the show before it came out, and when they showed him with his nose blacked out, and it just looked like he had a freaking real nose that was blacked out. But they CGI'd that completely off during the show, so he really, really looked like a ghoul. Even when he turned his head, his neck didn't look real bad, like it was makeup. A lot of times that's really when you could tell if somebody's wearing prosthetics in a show, is if you watch the joints, like their hands. And that's the one thing I noticed about a lot of the ghouls in the show. They had normal looking hands. I don't think his was looking normal though. Well, maybe it was. I don't know. I noticed it in some other characters. I don't know if I even noticed it on him, but that was kind of off-putting a little bit. They have all this other. They look like a ghoul, but they have freaking normal looking hands. That just doesn't work right. Anyway, what am I trying to do here? I'm looking for hounds too. I got one. There's one more down here if somebody hasn't got them. Mutant hounds. But yeah, at first, when you first meet him, when they first show him in the show, he's like, well, he's in a grave. Somebody had stuck him in a freaking grave, and he was stuck there. So you can tell he's been tortured by people. But he's a bounty hunter, and somebody would dig him up when they needed him, which is kind of fucked up. But some guys dug him up, and were trying to use him. And he has a gunfight with them, which is pretty cool. And then the second time you see him, he's having another gunfight. He's like a gunslinger. You can tell by the picture that's up in the corner up there. That's what I forgot to do. I want to put on his clothes. I got him. Wow. I'm really getting hurt here. All right. Thank you. But he's dressed like a freaking Old West gunslinger dude. He's got a duster on. Where the hell did you come from, freak? And I'm over encumbered. Can I put my tin up here? Oh, wait. There it is. So yeah, the gunfights are pretty good. But then when it keeps flashing back, it flashes back. It shows him with his daughter at first, and it starts out. The first time it shows him in the past, before the war, which is really cool the way they did this. They start out showing him what happened to him when the bombs dropped. And it shows him with a daughter, and they're at a birthday party, and he is like the entertainment, and you can hear people talking in the background, and him hearing people talking about him, saying, oh, it's too bad what happened to him, blah blah blah. He really went downhill or something, like he was blackballed from Hollywood, and it doesn't really tell you why at first. You have to go through the rest of the series or the rest of the season to find out exactly what happened to him. And do I want to? I mentioned there would be spoilers, so I guess I could say this. He doesn't, he doesn't, oh, wait. Earlier when I was telling everybody about the main antagonist, who you think's the main antagonist lady in there, she talks about communism. And talks about it in a good way, like it's a good thing. Now that I think about it, when I said that I thought she was talking to Lucy, the Vault Dweller chick, but I'm pretty sure she was talking to him in the past. Or maybe it was in the future. I can't remember. But, yeah, he gets involved with her. And if you know anything about history of the 50s, which that's really kind of funky. I never understood the whole Fallout thing about, okay, so it's an alternative timeline, like for some reason the whole world did not evolve for over 100 years, like 120 years after World War II. 120 or 30 years. The whole world didn't evolve. Well, certain things evolved, like the technology got stronger, but the people didn't evolve at all. Right? So if you know anything about history, at the end of World War II, there was a big communist scare because Russia, our ally during World War II, which I don't know how we even got them as allies in World War II, because even at that point in time, Stalin was in charge, and Stalin was really just as bad as friggin' Hitler, if not worse in some ways. I never did understand why we got allied with him in the first place. I know that it was like the enemy of your enemy is your friend type thing. But it's like being in bed with the freaking devil. But for some reason in real life there was a scare because of the way the interactions that we did have with Stalin. Oh, hey, there's the freaking dog. Oh crap, I forgot to change the card. I want to, oh god, that's not it. I hope this works now. I doubt if it will. That butcher's bounty will give me more meat, and screwed up thing about these, wait, oh, I just got to kill 3 of them, not, never mind, let me see. Yeah, I got 2 of them. I don't need to change the thing. A lot of times they have it where you got to sell mutant hound meat. And this butcher bounty helps you get more meat at once, because they raised the amount of meat that you need just to make one, the amount of raw meat that you need just to make one meat, cooked meat. So like 4. So you have to kill 4 of the freaking dogs to get 1 cooked meat. Unless you have that card on, then you only have to kill 2 of them.
Your death will cleanse the Holy Land.
Where's that guy at?
Protect me. I will not falter.
Damn it.
I fear nothing. To my final reward.
Is that noise him? Hey, Scout's life. Damn it. Where'd he go? back up and loot. So, wait. I still haven't got all the aluminum. Damn it. Holotape. And melee weapons. I thought I'd get plenty of melee weapons here. Maybe I did. I just need to scrap them now. Anyway, in real life, after World War II, because of the problems we had with Stalin, and Americans really, most Americans weren't paying attention to that kind of crap. Most Americans, even now, the majority, I think they're starting to wake up to the crap now, though. But Americans were not non-political. The majority of Americans care the hell less about politics, and they shouldn't have to. That's why we have a free freaking country, or supposedly have a free country, is we let politicians take care of that crap. So we don't have to. And now we realize that we let the freaking politicians take too much control, and we're not getting what we should out of the government anymore. But back then, before World War II, the average American wasn't political at all. During World War II, they tried to stay out of the war to the detriment of the rest of the freaking world. We tried to stay out as far as we could until, Japan attacked. And there's theories saying that there was some Americans that were high up that knew about all that, and maybe were even involved in that just to be able to get America into the war, which is kind of messed up, but somewhat understandable. We weren't involved until the Japanese attacked us, and then we declared war on them and the Germans. So the average American started waking up to what was really going on in the world at that time. And then throughout World War II, they started realizing what was going on in Russia and all the crazy crap that was going on with the famines and people dying because the politicians were trying to take too much control in Russia, and the people paid for that, That's what communism did at that point in time, pretty much consistently. They still do, as we found out with Venezuela, if anybody's been paying attention to that. I haven't been paying attention to it lately, but Venezuela got pretty screwed over because of socialism, what they called socialism, but turned into communism. But right after World War II, average Americans started realizing what was going on, and didn't want any part of that coming to the United States. So there was what they called the Red Scare, and it was justifiable, in my opinion, to a certain extent. But there was other people, especially a governor or a senator, Joseph McCarthy. They call it McCarthyism because he went after everybody that knew anybody that was associated with anybody that had any ties to any kind of communist organization. So all you had to do is be like the brother of somebody that was that went to a freaking communist meeting one time and you got blackballed. Kind of like they do now with the woke shit. You'd think that they had learned from that, because the woke people are the first ones to tell you about the blackballing of Hollywood, how screwed up that was. But yet they'll cancel somebody in a second. There's aluminum. We should be getting the melee weapon here in a second too. Do I have any melee weapons? There's one. But because of McCarthyism and the Red Scare, a general Red Scare throughout the entire country, a lot of people, good people that didn't have anything to do with communism, got blackballed and canceled from their jobs. The actors couldn't get any kind of work at all. And I think that's what they were showing with the Ghoul character in the show, is that he got blackballed from associating with communists, which there was a lot more to it. You find out throughout the show. He actually was helping them out a little bit against his own wife, really. Because she was like an executive for Vault-Tec. I'd already got all this, huh? I already got this done, yeah. Why am I still 300 pounds? But that's pretty interesting part of his character, is that he was an actor, a famous actor. I mean, one of the top actors, kind of like a Gary Cooper type character. Different Gary Cooper though, more like a mixture between Gary Cooper and Tom Mix and John Wayne and Hopalong Cassidy. He had the funky looking Western shirts on, which John Wayne and Gary Cooper would have never got caught dead in those shirts. But Tom Mix and Hopalong Cassidy would, and Roy Rogers. But anyway, his story unfolds throughout the show. Anybody that's seen the show, jump in and say something, man. If you're watching this later, leave a comment and let me know your opinions.
Artisan's Corner is the place for creative hands-on learning, and the Wilderness Survival Experience is our most popular program yet.
Your impressions of the show. I know some people are going to bitch about the show a lot, but that's why I did the stream like this. Is
to make your next survival project a success.
I thought that I would, being somebody that usually bitches about stuff like that and rants about wokeness, I think that most of the woke stuff in the show,
life is an adventure. Are you up to the challenge?
Was all tongue-in-cheek and satirical, satire. It was not meant to be serious. But like I said, there was a few spots where they made it out to be serious. I think maybe they didn't intend to. Maybe I just read it as serious.
Excitement of life in a post-apocalyptic hellscape.
But I wish this guy would shut up. This guy is the most annoying character in this entire game. He is so freaking annoying. Mostly because I do this all the time here. Just sell my crap. I should just go to a different guy to sell my crap.
Artisan's Corner has everything you need to make your next survival project
Haven't
a
seen it.
success.
Don't have Amazon Prime. Yeah. Only reason I got Amazon Prime is because they gave me a deal on it. I only have to pay $7.50 a month, and I save that in
Prepare for danger.
shipping
Prepare
fees
for adventure. Prepare
every
for
month
survival.
from having it. If I didn't have it, I would spend more than $7.50 a month just on shipping fees. Mostly because so before I got Amazon Prime, I had to wait until I got over. God, shut up, dude.
And the wilderness survival experience is our most
I
popular
gotta check one more thing
program
before I
yet.
get out of here. No, nothing. Okay, so yeah, before I got Amazon Prime, I would have to wait until I got over. I could at least buy over $25 worth of stuff, so you can get free shipping. But there's certain things that you can't get free shipping even with Amazon Prime. But it was always before that, anything under $25, you had to pay a certain amount of shipping. Not everything, even then, but there's a lot more stuff. Most stuff. So I would, like I said, I'd always wait until I had over $25 worth of stuff before I would buy something. But there were certain times when I really needed something, and I didn't want to spend no $25 freaking dollars, you know? Like something that costs $10 and I really need it. I would either wait or I'd buy it and just pay the damn shipping and handling just because I really needed it bad. And that sometimes would put it over $25 just for that. But yeah, since then I got it.
Traditional hunting leathers or something more strange.
And something a lot of people don't know. Okay, so no, I'm on fixed income, and I get a certain amount of food stamps per month. Not as much as I should, I think. They cut the amount down when I got more Social Security. But if you're getting any kind of food stamps, Amazon Prime is cheaper. Or if you're on any kind of public assistance, maybe, I don't know, maybe if you can prove that you're low income too, I don't know. It's cheaper. They usually charge like, I don't know, $14.99 or $15.99 a month. It's only $7.50, actually $6.99, but there's a couple fees that go in with that, tax and blah 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 blah. So it gets up to $7.50. I'm sure that extra is there too. So it's actually, even if you pay the whole amount, I'm sure they got other fees. But the $7.50 is actually saving me money. If I had to pay $16.99 or more, probably wouldn't be saving any money. Blue Jay, what's up? How's it going, man? So broke I can barely pay attention. Yeah, I feel that, man. Well, you might look into it and see if you can get Amazon Prime cheaper. That is if you actually order
Life is
stuff
an adventure.
from them a lot.
Are you up to the challenge?
I mean, I still got this. Okay, I'm good, I think, now. Okay, I'm better. I need to eat and drink. Happy birthday. Thanks, man. I'm doing good. How are you tonight, pal? Pretty good, man. I was talking about that Fallout show. I don't know if you've seen it yet. If you haven't seen it, you might get some spoilers. Spoiler alert. But I actually really liked it, man, and I usually don't like stuff like that. And there's a couple other things that are different. Like, for some reason, they have gulpers in California. It's mostly based around the LA basin area. I think so far it's only been in LA area. Holotape. There's one around here somewhere, I think. I don't know. Let me go to a place I know where there's one. Ma'am.
The White Spring is under our protection.
There's always one up here. Let me go up here. Unless somebody's got it already. What was I saying? I saw the advertisement but haven't watched it. I'm okay with spoilers. Yeah. But yeah, it's around the LA area. The Vault 33, is like right by the Santa Monica Pier. As soon as the girl Lucy gets out of the vault, you can see it tore down Santa Monica Pier off in the distance there. Oh, bastard! Where's that other one? Oh, he's way over there. Damn it. I reloaded right when I was trying to do my fancy jump. I wonder why. See how everybody is glowing? Even that thing over there was glowing. I think that has something to do with it being Mothman week. Or actually, it's 2 weeks. Mothman 2 weeks. Usually, some things glow and some things don't, but everything is glowing now. Even that thing was glowing a second ago. Yeah. And one thing I noticed that, okay, so Shady Sands is a location in Fallout 1 and maybe Fallout 2. And that was one that they kept talking about in this and showed the location, which was a big crater. But in Fallout 1 and 2, I like I said, I played part of Fallout 1 before, but I didn't play the whole thing. But they still talked about this place called the Boneyard. And in New Vegas, they talk about the Boneyard. In the movie, they're right there. You can actually see downtown frickin' Los Angeles from a lot of different angles and locations that they're at in the movie. Or in the show, TV show. But they never mention the Boneyard. And I'm pretty sure the Boneyard is LA in the games. I'm not even sure where Shady Sands is supposed to be, but I thought, I've looked at maps. You know, they have these maps on the internet that show different locations from around the Fallout universe in California. Well, actually the California and Mojave Desert. And I really thought that Shady Sands on those maps, I'm pretty sure that it shows it around Fresno, California area, where I'm from, which is in the central California, which is 400 miles away from LA. But they're showing Shady Sands as right in the LA basin, which is I don't know why they call it a basin. It's not a valley because the ocean's on one side. Maybe that's why. It's kind of surrounded by mountains on side, 3 sides, I guess, and one side's the ocean. I just think that's weird that they would actually use Shady Sands. Why didn't they call it the Boneyard in the first place? In the movie, I mean, and the show, I mean. They didn't have to call it Shady Sands. If they wanted to be true to the lore. I don't think I've ever... This was throwing me off. There's a asylum hat right here, and I don't think I've ever seen one right in that spot. I've seen one over here on these crates. But in Fallout 1, the vault that you come out of, I think, is 113. And the vault in the TV show's 33, which is kind of a cool concept too. I haven't even got into that yet. The vaults. What is that? Brown. Oh God, I can't scrap that. I got to be careful. I think that's one of the rarer uniforms. I thought this was pretty cool. Well, it actually shows, and it actually talks about and actually has kind of an origin story about why all the vaults have experiments in them. They didn't get into it in a lot of detail, but they did get into it pretty good. But okay, so there's 4 main vaults around LA. What they're talking about. I don't know if I think at least one of them it's mentioned in one of the games, but I'm not positive about that either. Watch out for that uniform. But the vault dweller, Lucy, in the show, she's from Vault 33, but it's also kind of cool. It's connected to Vault 31 and 32. They're all 3 connected. Underground, they're connected to each other. And they're all connected in other ways, which I think is... Oh, shit, I didn't even get the holotape yet. The main reason I came here. The main thing being the Vault 31. This is the experiment. One of the experiments that's going on. There's more than one. I could already tell. I think Vault 33 doesn't have a big experiment going. I don't even know. They haven't really showed that yet. Vault 31 is the main one of the 3. And okay, this is a big spoiler. Big spoiler. Major spoiler. Vault 33 or 31 it's filled with people from before the war in cryo. They're in cryogenic freeze. They're all from a young executives program that Vault-Tec put out. So Vault-Tec, I guess, before the war went around and headhunted all these people that they thought would be really good leaders in the future world. And they froze them all cryogenically, and they, little by little, were bringing them out to the other two vaults, Vault 32 and Vault 33. And Lucy, the Vault Dweller, she also has a brother and a father that's in the movie. Actually shows her mother, kinda, too, or in the show. The whole series is about her at the very beginning. The main antagonist, her name's Moltavia or something like that, some weird name. She attacks the Vault 33 from Vault 32 with what looks like a bunch of raiders, and they're pretty brutal about it. So this is really kind of screwed up because she's supposedly, because of that, you think she's the main antagonist, but by the end of the movie they try to make her out to be the good guy, and I don't know why they do that. That all goes along with the whole communist thing, but she's a communist and they're trying to make out communism to be good in the show, which, like I said, that's my number one bitch about the whole freaking show. But anyway, she breaks in. Apparently she takes over. There, that's what I needed. Yep. Apparently she takes over Vault 32 after the Vault 32's experiment ran its course, and there was nobody left alive in Vault 32. She breaks into Vault 33, or she breaks into Vault 32 and poses as her and her supposed raiders, but they end up being communists. They end up being NCR, which they're trying to say that NCR is communism, which I don't get that in any of the fucking games. That's just out there somewhere. I don't know who come up with that idea. Came up. Saw a thing about the abandoned Pennsylvania Turnpike the other day. Totally reminded me of Fallout, Walking Dead vibe. Abandoned Turnpike. I don't watch news anymore, so I haven't seen anything on something like that. But anyway, so at the beginning, when she tries to kill it, or does kill a lot of the people in Vault 33, she also captures the main character's father, and that the whole show is about Lucy, the Vault Dweller, going against the wishes of the people in the vault and leaves the vault to go look for her father. And so her brother stays behind. Her brother's still there in the vault. And that part that I was getting at, the brother is noticing some weird shit going on, and he actually noticed that Vault 32, during the opening scene when they're attacking, when those members supposedly of Vault 32, that Moldiver, whatever her name is, Mold, just call her Mold, when she's getting ready to attack, she's still posing as Vault 32 members, her and her people. He goes into Vault 32 and finds the whole vault full of dead people. And then he goes and gets one of his friends and to go back in there with him after all this shit happened. And it's still like that, and they search around and find out even more information about it, and find out that what they find out is that Vault 31, that everybody that's been an overseer since the war in Vault 31 and in Vault 32 and Vault 33 has came from Vault 31. They were originally Vault 31 members. And so they thought that was a little fishy because the Vault, I don't need to, let me fast travel. The process of electing, or the process of getting an overseer is election by everybody, but somehow only people from Vault 31 have been elected. Because they have an exchange program. That's what I forgot to mention. They have an exchange program between the vaults, or they exchange people to marry and breed with, because their population is too homogenous, incestual. They're all related. Most of the people end up being related after the first 50 years or so. The children that come out of after the first 50 years, first couple generations, end up being related to everybody else that's in there, so they have to go to the other vaults to get members so that they don't interbreed. If that makes any sense. It does, but I might not be saying it right. Yeah, that brown uniform, I need to put it in here. I need to double check this too. I don't think I have any brown uniforms. I've been trying to save 2 of each. I got to see all the hats and uniforms. I got white, pink. Oh, I got 3 brown. Okay, so that's not the most rare. I got a blue. What ones don't I have? I don't think I have a red one. I think there's a red one. There might be a regular green one. There's green hats, which I got. They got regular green hats, and they got forest green. There's forest. Doesn't look forest green. Anyway, so he keeps digging throughout the series. The brother of Lucy keeps digging throughout the series, and finally makes it to Vault 31 and finds out that the Vault 31 is just one person, or one thing running the vault, which happens to be a character that it shows in the flashbacks of the Ghoul when he's a movie star. Somebody that works with the Ghoul's wife. What is going on here? Oh. And he's like some kind of Vault Tech head of marketing or something like that. I don't know exactly what he is. But he's a robo-brain. If you know what a robo-brain is in Fallout, it's a robot that has a human brain. So over the years, he had turned himself into a robo-brain. And he controls all the cryo units. That's all that Vault 33 is a bunch of cryo units of all these Vault Tech future leader executive people. And in the end, you find out that Lucy's father is one of them. Big twist. I know I told you it's going to be a major spoiler. But the brother finds out about it, and and that's the big reveal at the end of the show. One of the big reveals. There's a bunch of them, but it's pretty cool. I like that whole concept, man. It's weird. Okay, so they have in Vault 32, they have this other weird experiment going on where they treat. They show a video at one point, and this is true because I've heard this before, that if you get rats or mice and make a big maze, right? A big maze, and put, a handful of mice in there and have them live in the maze and have them, like, their living quarters are on one side of the maze and their food is on the other side of the maze. At first, they'll go back and forth to get the food, and then they'll go back to their living area and stuff. But as they get overpopulated, which eventually does with rats or mice or any kind of rodents, because they interbreed quickly. Not interbreed, but they breed quickly. When the population starts getting too much, they end up fighting over resources because there's only so much food. You don't. The experiment is that you don't change the amount of food, but they start fighting over it, and they end up completely going crazy and tearing each other apart. And that was the experiment with Vault 32, and that's why all the people were dead. And that's why that mold lady, the main antagonist lady, communist NCR lady, why I don't understand why they made her go in and kill everybody in Vault 33. All she was really trying to do is get the father, Lucy's father. But they had her go in, and they want her in the end to be the good guy for some reason. They make her out to be the good guy in the end. But at the very beginning, she's a fucking mass murderess. If they wanted her to be a good guy, why did they do that at the beginning? Like that. That doesn't make a lot of sense. They could have got the father by some other means. But she had really, really good reasons for going after the father. I'm not going to completely spoil that part. And she said this thing that I've heard a lot of extremists say. There's even like Antifa group that actually uses as their motto, it's by any means necessary. I think that's their actual name, BAM, by any means necessary. That's the name of the Antifa group. It's an Oakland chapter. So communists and any kind of extremists use that as an excuse to do horrific things, to do atrocities to other humans. And I can't see how they can justify that, doing things by any means necessary, which they try to make. She tries to justify it by doing that, and they still try to make her out to be a good person. And I think they're doing that because a lot of leftist extremists really think that now. They get it. They don't care who they hurt in the process of getting what they want, and that's what makes it evil. And they don't see it that way. Anyway, what do I have left here? Mutant Hound, one more. Okay. There's usually one or two of them down here. So what happened to that turnpike in Pennsylvania? Why was it abandoned? And was that around anywhere where you live? Blue Jay? There's one right there. not going all the way into this town because there's a bunch of these dudes there. But I'll get this bastard. Oh shit!
Welcome
That time
in
to reload.
our home.
Right behind this pole. Can't get me. Ah! Ah! Oh yeah, I said earlier they have the only creatures, and this is supposed to be 250 years later, so you'd think there'd be more mutated creatures. The only creatures that they showed in the game or in the show, mutated creatures, is rad roaches. They showed quite a few rad roaches, and they showed a gulper. Actually, they showed baby gulpers too. And in all the games on the West Coast, that's why I started to get into that earlier. All the games that take place on the West Coast, 1, 2, and New Vegas, gulpers, it never mentioned a gulper. The first time it even, and all the games on the East Coast, Fallout 3 and 4 are both on the East Coast, and it never mentioned a gulper in those two either that I know of, that I can think of. The first time it ever even mentioned a gulper is here, and I'll show you what they look like. Closest, easiest one to get is probably Dire Chemical. But yet they had one in some flooded area in LA. And they weren't exactly like the gulpers here either. They looked a little different. And inside their mouth, it showed fingers. See, this is a gulper. Kind of looked like that. They were a lot bigger. And when they open their mouth, instead of like teeth and gums, there's like a bunch of human fingers, because supposedly they were made with human DNA. I think in this game right here, they're supposed to be cryptid, I think. Oh, I don't know if they're cryptid or not, but cryptid are urban legends that got mutated in this game. Oh shit, I need to change guns. It's coming after me. Oh shit, quicker than that, buddy. Where's the other one? It's probably behind me. I don't know where the other one went. It went up over there. See if I can get it. Now that he's in the light, maybe I can get a better look at him. But it did show, at one point, a skull of a death claw. Where is he going? Bastard. Bet you that culprit's going to sneak up behind me. Oh, there he is. I knew it. Let me see. Open your mouth. I want to see your mouth. Is there fingers in there? I don't think there is. Nope. He's going to eat me, though. What was I looking for again? Oh, I'm done with those. Ah. What was that? There's something close to me. Oh, it disappeared. Metal dome. I'm going to go back to here for a minute. But yeah, it showed a Deathclaw skull on the ground that one of the Brotherhood of Steel guys almost stepped on. I just don't understand why they didn't show one. I don't know if Deathclaws were in Fallout 1 and 2, though. I know they were in all the other ones. Wait, I don't need that. What am I doing? And there were so many other things they could have showed. When they first showed the Gulper, it showed it from another angle, and it kind of, I thought it was a gecko, which was pretty much unique to Fallout New Vegas. I don't think that was in any of the other ones. What am I doing? I think I'm good. I missed the Mothman event. Is there a lot of people on the server? Let me see. Nope. I'm going to change servers real quick. Oh, it's not around you? Do you know what happened? Have you even heard about it? The abandoned turnpike? Is MJ still here? That's kind of weird. I'd like to know why. It's got to be some kind of a chemical leak or bridge collapse or something. I'll have to look it up. Yeah. Wow. Need help. Whoop, that didn't help. Let me go back to my base. Hey! It's Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer. Or Huck Finn and Jim. Okay. They have some weird thing going on when you fast travel. This stuff doesn't seem to work for a while. See that? Now it worked. And I tried to eat something. Didn't seem to work. That's working now. And now I got some radiation. There we go. Alrighty, so what can I do while I'm waiting for the next event? Okay, is there anybody even on the server? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not a lot. I am going to change worlds again. Oh shit, I forgot to do something again. I wanted to change costumes. I want to get that Ghoul outfit. Duster. I'm meaning to do this for a while. All night. Craft. And headwear. What's it even called? Huh. Birthday hat. That looks different. Don't remember any of them having that yellow stuff around them. I like this. I should wear that more often. And a lunchador. Lucador. I think I've had this for a while. There's another one of these, like, Japanese samurai looking masks somewhere. Oh, that's the same skull mask but different color. Or helmet. Rubber monster. Ruby. Oh, where the hell is this hat at? Is that it? It's a West Coast cowboy hat. That's what it's called. Okay. Make one of those. And outfit. Just go straight down to the West Coast. West Coast Drifter. All right. So this is what I've been wearing this for quite a while now. Before this, I wore one that looked just like this, but just different skin on it. I heard just heard somebody getting hurt. There's somebody else around here somewhere. Reaper. Anyway, wait. Let me get rid of this. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so I've been wearing this for a while. I like this. I have a duster in real life that I don't wear as often as I should. I don't think I've worn it at all this last year. But I always wear a cowboy hat. So I've been wanting to change, so this looks like something good to change into. Yep. And that's pretty much what that... Oh, it is. It's tore up at the bottom. In the Fallout show, the Ghoul wears this costume without the backpack. And when I saw this, it looked a little bit too clean for what he is wearing. And it doesn't have any bullets in the bandolier. In the picture, it shows bullets in the bandolier, and it also shows it a little cleaner looking. If you look at the bottom, see how raggedy it is at the bottom? That's what I was wondering. His, in the show, is all tore up at the bottom. Yep, that's cool. And that also... Do I have Beckett here? Not anymore. So, ally. There's a new ally. let's just put it right here. In the TV show, for some freaking weird reason, because I haven't seen this in the games at all, the squires in the Brotherhood of Steel carry around these big ass freaking backpacks like this. Big bags that have guns and all kinds of crap in them. Maybe because it's not a game and they can't just stick something in their pocket like in this game. I'm running around right now with like 5 guns on me and you can't freaking see them. So I guess in a live TV show, live action TV show, you can't have that. There he is. Okay.
Why do they keep assigning
looks
me
like the
maintenance
dude.
duty? How am I going to make night without more combat rotations?
Dale
This is
Lawson.
a
No,
nice
it doesn't
place.
quite look like
Never
him.
was much of a builder myself.
But he's dressed like that and shit in the TV show. Brotherhood of Steel Squire dude. I'm gonna look on the thing again.
Hey. Hey.
This guy. His neither. You know what? Maybe that's his real name. Okay, so in the show, he plays the Brotherhood of Steel
Hope I'm not in the way.
Squire.
Am I in the way?
This is him here. So he's dressed the same, almost the same way as that guy is. And his name is Maximus, or Max, in the show. But it also has a couple
Watch your
flashbacks
step.
to him when
I
he
might
was
have
little.
Spilled some grease around
I
here.
guess the
Sorry
Ghoul's not the
about
only
that.
one that has flashbacks. It only shows one flashback with him, though. Him getting out of a refrigerator after a bomb dropped and running into a Brotherhood of Steel dude with T-60 armor on like this. And then, later you find out that it's actually Lucy's dad in the armor. And he's the one that dropped the freaking bomb on this dude's town and all his family.
God, I hate blood bugs.
But it never says what his real name is, because I'm pretty sure Maximus is not his given name. It's probably his Brotherhood of Steel name, what Brotherhood of Steel gave him when they took him in. And that's what's weird about the whole deal. Okay, so at the very first episode, it shows Max as a little kid. Well, it shows him as a grown-up too at first. But then it shows flashbacks. He keeps having this flashback throughout every episode. At least one time during the episode, he has a flashback and he talks about it, that he was at Shady Sands when the bomb fell, which happened, just 20 years before, way after the war ever happened, and Shady Sands got completely blown off the face of the earth, pretty much. But some people that lived on the outskirts survived, like him. In Fallout 4, you find this kid along the road that's inside a refrigerator. And I think they were kind of referencing that, doing like a little nod to Fallout 4 with him coming out of the refrigerator, but then running into this dude in power armor. And it keeps showing it the whole show, but he's a Brotherhood of Steel, so you think that I kept thinking it was somebody in the Brotherhood of Steel that showed up, and I thought it was Titus, which is the main guy in the armor at the beginning. But then I started thinking it was the elder guy. But then, because he ends up with the Brotherhood of Steel, they took him in.
Nothing
So
like the shine of
it made
freshly
it seem
polished
like that's when they took him in, is right after he got out of the refrigerator after the bomb fell, and then the Brotherhood of Steel took him in. But it wasn't. It was actually Lucy's father, which the only reason they showed that is because they were trying to show that he's the one that blew up the freaking town in the first place. If I'm reading about the right turnpike, it says they need to remove an overhead bridge beam. Oh. So nothing major. It's just that they thought they're doing it before it actually does do some damage, huh? It's pretty crazy. Okay, so what am I doing now? Oh, I wanted to go talk to this guy. Let's see what he says.
Hello.
What up? I'm in need of your expertise. I'd like to know more about you, initiate. Have you seen much of Appalachia? Let's see what this says.
Absolutely. What do you need?
What have you got to trade?
Everything a Brotherhood soldier might need on patrol in the wasteland. Let me show you.
Beer? That's the first thing that pops up.
Everything
beer?
all right?
Oh, empty beer. Empty beer. Why would I buy empty beer, dude? A paddle ball? That's everything a soldier needs in the wasteland. Is a paddle ball. A clown
You
outfit.
look pretty rough.
Clown
You're gonna want to get some Radaway.
That's funny.
Fast.
Bourbon, gum, beer, potatoes, vodka, and gum. Yep, you can live off of that stuff, man.
Sir?
Live and love, and buff out, psycho, and rad X. Get rich.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
I
You
wanna
need
see
to
what
tune
this
up
says.
on
Get
that
rich
armor,
quick.
let me know.
And nothing there, nothing there. And paddleball string. That's the ammo for the paddleball. Was the paddleball a weapon? Oh, it is. Ah. They have paddleballs, I think at Nuka World. I didn't know that they were a weapon. Paddleball string. Okay, I didn't finish talking. Wait, I want to read that note that I got from him. Write a get-rich-quick guide. Find a sucker. Come on, don't get mad. Get some caps, pass it on. Just wasted 240 caps. Is that what it
Why'd
was?
I haul this stuff all the way out here? I haven't seen any other Brotherhood out this way.
Where'd you go, dude?
Orders are orders. Hello.
Hello. I know more about you,
Really?
initiate.
Wow. The officers don't usually take the time for casual chats. I mean, they're so busy. I'm sure they would if they had the time. I just mean I appreciate you asking. What'd you want to know, sir?
Why are you so slow? That's what. Where'd you go? I'm talking to you. Don't walk away from me, soldier. Where are you from?
Virginia, originally. Not too far from here, but far enough it wasn't easy getting here. Never saw too much of it, actually. The settlement I grew up in was pretty sheltered. I never really went anywhere until after my parents died.
That's not right, man. He walks away while I'm talking to him. Where'd he go? The individual is busy because he's stuck in a freaking rail. He's still busy. He's stuck. Get the hell out of my rails. Get off of my rail. That's my rail, buddy. He's stuck. For one thing, he shouldn't be walking away from me right when I'm in the middle of a damn conversation with him. These people that write this code anymore, man. He's stuck. Hey, John Wesley, what's up? How's it going, man? Okay, I don't know what to do about this. Customize. Black PJs? What the hell does that mean? You know what black PJs are? That's what they used to call the Viet Cong uniforms. They used to wear these black PJs, man. They look like freaking pajamas. Would you stop it? I'm gonna freaking shoot you. Wow. He's too busy because he's running away from me. This is ridiculous. They wrote the worst companion ever. He's busy still. What the hell is wrong with this game, man? That's just not right. What's over here? Radiation Rumble. Is there anybody even on this server? Need to reload anyway. It's like I would stop being glitched. So I was hoping if I did a live stream about that movie or TV show, I mean, that I'd get more people talking about it, that's seen it. You know, like people that's never been on before. No trolls, just regular people.
Hello.
Oh, hello. So you'll talk to me now?
Really? Wow. I mean, I just mean
we already heard all that crap.
What you want to know, sir?
Can I ask about your family?
Sure thing. Anything in particular?
The one I was talking about earlier will only be closed for a few hours. Oh. Might have been the one that MJ was talking about. He just said he just saw a picture of it. It reminded him of post-apocalyptic world. What are your parents like?
Pretty normal, I guess. I was born a couple of years after the bombs. Mom and Dad were already living in a little settlement with other survivors by then. Dad farmed, Mom was a mechanic. We had it better than a lot of folks in the wasteland. And they loved each other so much. They liked making little gifts for each other and for me. Right up until the end. I guess maybe they were a little smothering. They didn't plan on having a kid, but once I showed up, they were thrilled. Very protective, especially Mom. They always worried about me, tried to keep me out of any kind of danger. Heck, I wasn't even allowed to talk to the traders who passed through town sometimes.
That might be a good thing. But you still got to learn. Overprotective parents makes it kind of hard for you to learn any lessons. And then that's another weird evolution in parenting up until now. When I was younger, parents pretty much just told you not all parents, I shouldn't say that, but like my parents, I think, were average. They weren't too strict and they weren't too, like, apathetic, like some parents were, or they weren't too mean or anything. They were just like average, I think. Although I moved around a lot, and my mom was a lot different than my dad, and they weren't, they had different families, so because they were divorced when I was real little. But anyway, back in them days, it seemed like parents, at least the majority, it was the majority. There was some that were overprotective, but the majority of parents were not overprotective because they thought their kids needed to learn from experience. They would try to push them in the right direction, explain things to them when they could, explain things to them a lot of times after the fact, but they weren't overprotective, at least most of them. But little by little over the years, they started getting more and more overprotective because, the whole thing about bullying at school. Bullying at school was a social experience. It was not a good thing maybe, but it taught kids certain things. How to avoid bullies, for one thing. That's a good life lesson, but they don't learn that shit anymore. When a parent gets overprotective, and it seems like we have a whole new younger generation now that's parents were overprotective because they came from some kind of hippie generation, and their parents were too protected, too open with them, I think, and so then the newer parents now, the people that are in their 20s and 30s now, when they have kids. No, the other way around. It's probably the people in the 30s and 40s, the kids that are growing up now, have that problem. Actually, the last generation, this generation of adults is like that. So it probably came from my generation that caused these kids to be that way. The hippie generation from the 70s and 80s, because it's the kids that are just becoming adults now, millennials and things like that, that's been an adult for the last 10 years or so. They were overprotected by their parents, so when they got out into the world, and now the ones that are just becoming adults are even worse. When they come out into the world, they don't know how to react. They end up freaking, a lot of them, I guess, end up staying with their parents until they're 30 or 40. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but in this situation it is. I mean, it's good to have your family close by, but not for that reason, because you're afraid to go out in the freaking world, But if they do happen to have to go out in the world for some reason, or their parents just push them out like a freaking bird in a nest without any freaking real guidance about what the world was like, if they were overprotective, freaking, what do they call that? Helicopter parent or something like that, satellite parent, or I don't know what they call it. Then the kids really have a hard time, and that's probably a lot of why all these younger generations are more susceptible to the bullshit out there and the people that are manipulating them, because they don't know that people are manipulative. Their parents protected them from all that shit, Anyway, if it's not too upsetting, what happened to your parents?
It's all right. I don't mind. It's been a few years since. It was just old age and health catching up, really. I guess it hits harder now than before the war. They were pretty up there when they had me. Mom was old enough she thought kids were a closed door. Surprise! I don't remember either of them without some gray in their hair. Not even when I was a kid. Mom went first, caught a bad cold, and never really got better. Dad and I were both with her at the bedside when she passed. When she was gone, I think the spirit just went out of Dad. She was the love of his life. He went a year later. in his sleep. Sorry. I'm all right. I still miss them.
So is this guy supposed to be a Brotherhood of Steel initiate? It doesn't seem like this is not the kind of... Well, I guess a lot of them are like that in this game, though, huh? Too mamsy-pamsy. You'd think that soldiers should be stronger, and they shouldn't be vulnerable. They shouldn't be... This is another problem with today, man. They start for... And this has been going on since I was younger. They started this whole thing about how men should show their feelings more. All through time, the reason why men didn't show their feelings is because they don't want to let their enemies see their vulnerabilities. Not because of their wife. And a lot of times, most men will show, even back then, would show their more vulnerable side to their wife. But that was the only person that they showed that to. They might get a little more emotional around, like, say, their best friend or something, sometimes, depending on the situation. But usually, throughout time, throughout history, men would hold that in because they didn't hold it in. That's not even the right word. That's something that psychologists and psychiatrists have pounded into society in the last freaking 50 years. They didn't hold it in. They had emotions, and they did get rid of their emotions, sometimes in negative ways. But society started telling them that they needed to get rid of it in more constructive ways. And that's not necessarily a good thing, because then, especially a soldier, you shouldn't let people that are potential enemies see your vulnerabilities, or potential competitors in business. Because people will. This is human fucking nature. And yeah, the left has been trying to fucking make people not believe this, or trying to wean it out of society. But people will use your vulnerabilities against you if it benefits them or some kind of agenda. That is human nature. And that's not going to change. There's always going to be somebody, maybe not everybody, and hopefully not the people that are closest to you, but even them will fuck with your vulnerability sometimes. That's what happens with married couples or friends when they get into fights and arguments, especially women. I can attest to this 100%. They go for the fucking jugular. They know you're vulnerable. Your wife or your girlfriend knows your vulnerabilities, and when you get into an argument with them, they will use those against you. For sure. And that's never going to change either. So yeah, they did that a lot in this game. And I think they've done it in some of the other games too. I think they do it because it's like more tongue-in-cheek, and they're trying to be satirical. I mentioned that earlier about the TV show. Almost all the stuff that's in that TV show is more satirical, and they do it in the right way a lot of times, because they're more or less making fun of people that are like that. But for some reason in this game, when they do that, I don't think they're being satirical. And if they are being satirical, these writers that write this shit don't really know what satire really is. Satire is making fun of yourself. And it kind of sounds like he's trying to make fun of himself, but not really. It's like it's more serious. I was like, why? Do you have any other family?
Not that I know about, but It's not impossible. I've got some more distant relatives out there somewhere. I had a brother. He died before I was born, fighting in the war. He'd have been 44 now. Mom and Dad didn't talk about it much. Too painful.
See, whoever wrote this is trying to make you actually feel sorry for him. Not fucking laugh at him, or laugh with him even, but feel sorry for him. And if you ever watched any of the reality TV shows like Survivor or Big Brother or The Amazing Race, they zoom in on the heart-wrenching stories behind all these people just to make you feel sorry for them for some reason. But they don't do it on the actually they do it on some of the more meaner characters or people. I don't know. Was it your mother who taught you to be a mechanic?
Sure was. Mom was always happiest with a wrench in her hand and grease stains on her clothes. Part of her keeping me out of trouble was putting me to work. Fixing generators, farm equipment, you know. Most of our bonding time was over disassembled engines. I think she liked passing on the skill. Took pride in it.
How was farm life?
Quiet, mostly. Wasn't very big, just a patch big enough to grow some food and trade with the other folks in town for what we didn't have. I stuck to the mechanical stuff.
Oh,
with Mom.
there's Mothman at
Dad actually
Equinox.
forbade me to help with the crops. He said, Del, I love you, but whatever the opposite of a green thumb is, you've got it.
That's actually kind of funny. That's me, man. I do not have a green thumb at all. Okay, so Equinox. Is there anybody even on this server? I didn't even check this one. Yeah, cool. Okay, going. Oh, damn it. Wrong button. Oh, yeah. There's also on the Fallout show, there was this pretty funny part that one of, I guess it was, she kind of acted like she was Lucy, the main character, seemed like she was Lucy's best friend. It was another Vault dweller that was pregnant. And they were talking, it was more or less, I think she was a character to introduce the thing about how they would intermarry with people from the other vaults. There's, 3 different vaults that were connected together, and they were getting to a point where everybody in their own vaults were related to each other over, the about 100 years or a couple generations or so, 3 or 4 generations.
For the equinox has come,
So they would
gather, speak with me.
So they would breed, get married.
Children, listen well. 3 pyres have been placed throughout the wise one's home.
So they, get married
is a
and
vital catalyst to our ritual.
Breed with the people from the other
dim
vaults.
ones have attempted to
Supposedly
contain
the
our
other vaults.
light. Destroy their vines encircling each pyre before we proceed. Each pyre is attended by a wise one's observer. Only when the
This guy
vines
goes
have been
on and
destroyed
on and on.
will the observers instruct you on your next task. Hurry
I
now,
can't get it yet.
children. His patience does not run as deep as his wisdom.
Can you just shut up, please? Huh. Anyway, the dude, or the pregnant chick. Somebody over there? Did he already get it? Is he not getting it? Wait, the vines around. Did I miss
You
one?
smell the present musclier? That metallic sweet aroma? That is
I don't
one
even
of
know
the
what's
purest
going on.
white rag says. But what we have is not enough. Bet us some more on
There's
top
somebody
of our
over there.
lovely
Why-
wardrobes with your donation.
Okay, now is there done?
Embarrassed would we be if the wise
Anyway,
ones
the
were here
pregnant
and
chick
the town smelled only of
was
the
actually
tender
kinda
blood.
funny.
Embarrassed rich.
her husband got killed in the initial attack that they had by the supposed raiders. And there was this other guy who's kind of like, he was a cousin of Lucy's that was all in love with Lucy. But, oh shit, here we go. After Lucy left, the pregnant chick and the pregnant chick's husband was dead. She's kind of went after the other dude, the cousin of Lucy, and there was this funny scene where she's all like making out with him and stuff, and God, where is all these freaking? Wait, I heard one. There it is. It was a funny scene where she like kind of attacks him, tries making out with him, and trying to have sex with him. She's on top of him, starting to go to town. They're trying to get each other's clothes off, and he says something like, "Oh, you're really wet down there." And her freaking water was breaking, and she like just gushed all over him. It was pretty sick, but it was funny. And then she ended up. That's another thing. I guess some people would consider that woke, or this woke. All the men, except for the Ghoul, which I guess you can consider him a minority or a oppressed person. That's probably why. But did I even get a hit on that? No. Can you let other people get a hit too? If we both got a hit, we can both get something and both contribute. Oh, there's another one. Anyway, most of the men in the show were complete idiots, man. I guess some people would consider that woke, because I think there's a real habit of Hollywood writers to write men as like either beta male, men that are followers. I guess that's the definition of a beta man.
The ritual site had been prepared.
Oh, hey, we're done.
The summoning shall commence once each of the pyres has been lit. Go, ignite the flames as I release the dust of our wise one into the air.
Either they're beta men, or they're freaking complete idiots, or they're seriously evil. Oh, that guy's got the same clothes on. I think a lot of people are wearing that now, huh?
Yes.
Is that it?
Our side.
Well, see, his. No, that's not the same one, is it? Because the bottom's not all raggedy like mine. Is that the same thing? No, I don't think so. I don't know what duster that is. I can't see. Oh shit! Somebody running in here.
Prepared for what comes next.
Cannot look at myself with my gun.
The flames of our pyres ignite the
She had something different on.
It offers enlightenment, however brief it may be.
I wanted to see what it looked like on somebody else.
Breathe.
See the world now through his eyes, children. Let the dust and flames and fumes fill you. Let it soak into your throats. Let it show you the truth.
I hear one.
But prepare yourselves, for the heretic dim ones will be enraged by this vision. The reality of our wise one will send them into a frenzy. You must protect our sacred lights, the pyres, from those wretched fiends. Without the fire's glow, our guest may refuse our invitation. The dim ones approach the church. Slay them, children. Offer no quarter. The bridge's pyre is the heretic's next target, children. You must keep it safe.
I will not yield.
Die! Wow.
The heretics bring foul brutes within. Let not your eyes deceive you. All you see before you must die. No matter its shape, man or beast, these twisted shadows
Oh, shit.
all serve the will of the false ones.
Just claw.
The foul dim ones are headed toward the waterside fire, children. You must protect it.
Oh, he bounced. Okay, I'm going to the next one.
These unwavering fools attack from all sides. Leave
They're
no
unwavering
pyre
fools.
enough.
Yep.
Leave no heretic left standing.
Damn, bunch of them. Bunch of them. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Shit, nobody's even over here doing anything. Wow. Die. 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 They knocked the shit out of that thing before I was able to kill them all. Look, the slider up in the upper right corner. I'm at the water side. Dang. Oh shit. Mothman. Did you die? Flamers are glitched. Here, it still sounds like it's going. Ow. Bad time to reload. There's a freaking Mothman. Oh, shit.
Do you feel it? The rise
over?
one draws near. Here waits our signal. Quickly, children.
See if this will work from under
Return to
here.
me upon the museum's rooftop. We must invite
Do I have to be on the
him
rooftop for it to work?
show
I think so.
him
That didn't work.
Our love and our gratitude. Dance.
This takes so long to get up to this freaking roof. It's usually done before I ever even make it up here.
Your guts. Show emotion. Show
There we go.
Hear us, wise one. Come unto us. That expansion you feel in your mind, that growing sense of wisdom and foresight.
Doing all of them.
Oh, wise Mothman, you accepted our invitation. We are but meager insects before your intellect. Come, children, allow the wise one to gaze upon you. Bask in his infinite
Bask.
wisdom.
Bask in his infinite wisdom. Some overacting there, buddy. Anyway, this was kind of a short stream. I wanted to talk about that show a little bit. After I saw it, I wanted to talked to somebody about it, but nobody had seen it. I was hoping if I got on here, that there'd be some people on here that seen it. We could just sit and talk about it. And I'm glad that the rest of you showed up. That was cool. Good seeing you again, John Wesley, if you're still here. And always good to see you, Blue Jay. And I think MJ's already gone. But yeah, was a little different theme with this this stream. I might do some more of these some other time. I don't know. Maybe after I get a chance for everybody to watch that movie or that TV show that's going to watch it. Maybe I'll try this again, and maybe get some people in to discuss it. That'd be cool. So I actually liked it. I really enjoyed it. I just want to know what other people thought of it. And I'm sure there's a lot of woke people out there that are going to say, I think that's the reason why Alan didn't want to watch it, as he thought that it would be too woke. But it wasn't really. Like I said, there's a couple things that I wouldn't even consider the communist message behind it really woke. That's more of a freaking idiot thing. I'm not saying that woke people aren't idiots, because most of them are. But they think they're right, and I guess communists think they're right too. Everybody thinks they're fucking right. I think that's what's completely wrong with society now, is that so many people, because of the internet, think that they're smarter than they are. And so everybody has an opinion about something, and they're less likely to give anybody else the benefit of the doubt anymore. I'll give people the benefit of the doubt. I might think that my views are right also, but if somebody can show me where I'm going wrong, I'm willing to listen and willing to try to understand. Except for one thing, nobody is ever going to convince me that communism is a good thing, because it goes completely against human nature. And the reason why communists don't, they understand that, but they just want to change human nature, and I don't think that's a good thing. You cannot change human nature and expect people to still be creative and even understanding or empathetic with each other. Because once you change their human behavior, they're going to be just the opposite. They're going to just be apathetic and not care about anything. They're going to be nihilistic. And that's what I think a lot of communists are in the first place. They're nihilistic, which means that they don't think anything is good. They don't think anything is right. They just, because a lot of them are atheists, and atheists don't have anything really to believe in, so they don't believe in anything. And then they try to come up with some other crap like wokeness to give them something to believe in.
Violation
that's
of
just goes against human nature completely.
May result in detention, removal.
But yeah, like I said, they want to change human nature. They use that as an excuse to say, oh, we need to change human nature. Only way that human nature is going to change is over a slow process of evolution, a natural evolution. You can't force evolution. You can force evolution, but you're never going to get the results you want if you force evolution. You're never going to get the results you want with natural evolution either, because it's just going to happen naturally, but you'll at least understand it and understand the process of it. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I've only been going for a little over 2 hours. Might have been going close to 3 hours already. I don't know. But that's enough for this stream. I haven't streamed in in a while now. So that's good for after getting this other computer working. It looks like it's working good. So I'm going to try to stream more. I need to get a different game. I only been streaming Fallout because there's nothing better to stream right now. But I was thinking about playing something else like I'd like to play Cyberpunk again, a second playthrough of Cyberpunk, or there's always Skyrim. Now that I'm going to get my woodshop going, I want to find some stuff to build in the near future, and I really want to build stuff from video games, wooden things in video games. I need to keep an eye out, like historically older settings in video games have the best wooden stuff that you can build, and that's what I want to make is wooden stuff. Like Skyrim, you know, it's based on old mythology, and Witcher, that's another one that has some good stuff. But anyway, that will be something that I'm going to work on in the months to follow. It's not going to be something I'm going to do right away. But I will be probably playing some of these games. I'm not sure exactly which ones. Maybe starting tomorrow. I was trying to think of something to do tonight, and I just thought of this, just so I can get on here and start playing again and streaming. Because my other computer's been screwed up for a while now. But I think I got it fixed. Anyway, I'm rambling, as I always do. But until next time, leave a like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Support my channel if you can with PayPal or Patreon. All in the links below. And hope to see you next time. Have a good one, guys. Adios.